Hi everyone, welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I greatly appreciate you. Today is April 25th, 2020. So today I'll be reading and have been reading the general energies of the day. And I incorporate my 4 or 5 decks with the Oracle Tarot divinations that I find to be incredibly uplifting, inspiring, and my main motivation is to do just that, to bring you some upliftment and maybe clarity in the messages that come through, to perk your curiosity into the realms of the mystical aspects of life that are seen and unseen, though ever present, and to let you know that there's never a time on my channel that I am wanting to predict your future or convince you to feel a specific way. This is always, and I believe strongly for myself, life is about free will. These messages are here to guide us, yes. But for example, when I am looking, and I do, and watching my favorite astrologists or tarot readers, reading my own primarily, I recognize possible obstacles, possible challenges that come up through the messages, the visions, the symbols and so forth. And I always know at any given time, what's my choice in the matter? How do I choose to accept this and move forward with this? Am I going to be combative? Am I going to open myself to the possibility and go that way versus that way? And so, it's just all about what we choose to do at any given moment, and it's always been like that. So I just wanted to make that clear, and then hopefully they'll resonate with you. That's always a really great thing. If you want to support me in this channel, which I greatly appreciate, do subscribe, like, or comment, because anything you say helps me to evolve and to continue to grow on this channel. So as I said, today we'll be doing overall energies, and I feel right now with the collective consciousness, there's a lot of common things going on with many of us. So these energies, I think, are stronger and more prevalent than they have been in the months that I have been reading the energies. And also I do upload the weekly per element starting tomorrow, and then the monthly will come out individual astrology signs. So you can be looking for that. Moving ahead, I will start with the I Ching message oracle that I have. And I don't have any moving numbers. To simplify that, that means that I don't have extra messages because I did not receive a 9 or a 6, which would change the hexagram from the moving hexagram to the non-moving. But we have the one message, and it doesn't surprise me. This is a repeat message from a couple days ago, as well as I would say the last 6 to 8 weeks. It's necessary we hear this. It's a beautiful message that's strong and loving. It comes from a loving place. The title is Kun. The upper part of the hexagram, the number is 2, and the title is Receptive. If you've been watching me, and thank you for stopping by again and coming back, you can recognize that, but I love the receptive aspects of this card. The upper part of the hexagram is Kun, Earth receptive and devoted, and once again below Kun, Earth receptive and devoted. All of the lines in the hexagram when tossing the coins were 8s, and 8 is the power number, the abundant number, the prosperous number, and so that's a beautiful energy right off the bat. Let me read the one final message for all of us today. Kun represents what is great and originating, penetrating, advantageous, correct, and having the firmness of a mare. Sound familiar? When the superior man has to make any movement, if he takes the initiative, he goes astray. If he follows, he will find his proper lord. If he rests in correctness and firmness, good fortune. And I believe we all have been doing this to the best of our ability, and I know it's making a difference every single day. there's more healing, there's more restorative energy. I send out healing, loving energy as a Reiki master practitioner every single morning, knowing that the world is receiving it and praying for continued health and well-being. I'm going to move on to the overall general energy with the tarot. I used this deck yesterday, but I love it so very much. I'm going to repeat it today. I like to change off, but today my guides have told me that this is the one to use again. I've incorporated another one of my decks today that I've used in the past, and we'll get to that in just a moment. This is, like I said, the overall energy. And in shuffling a little bit more, today we have the Sun in Taurus. Happy birthday, Taurus, and it will be through May 20th. We've got that beautiful grounding earth energies happening, recognizing the love of all of our senses, whether it be taste, feel, aesthetics, our gardens, just the loving natural things of life, nature. And then the moon went into Gemini yesterday. So it was in Taurus, which was what we had our new moon in earlier this week. And so we have that little change for sure in the energy. It's going to be that lighter, Gemini being an air sign, and sister air signs with it being Aquarius and Libra. So we've got this lighter, more communicative, more kind of fun, changeable, I don't know, basically fun comes to mind, just wanting to change it up a little bit. We've kind of been in a certain way, certain kind of methodical movements and practices. So this is changing it up, having a little fun, going out a little bit more, maybe just with our masks and being safe, but, just changing things up. And I have found that when I do the slightest thing like that, it just makes me feel better, maybe get out on the left side of the bed instead of the right, or, listen to a different song or album today, just the smallest things. So today's overall energy for all of us, since we don't have a shooter, oh, there we go. We actually had two come out, so I'm going to read both of those for us. Let's see what we have for the general collective energies. Oh my gosh, you know what? There was 5, but we're going to read the first 2. I don't know what they are. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Repeat, repeat, repeat. The first card is the Ace, yes, the Ace of Swords. And this came out yesterday. And I was shuffling and, it's what it is. It's meant to be. This is the air quality, as I mentioned just now. Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra, and it's very predominant. We have Saturn in Aquarius right now, Mars in Aquarius. We've got now Gemini with the moon and Venus, the planet of love, beauty, money. So there's some new messages, new information coming through pertaining to definitely any of those that I mentioned. I'm leaning more towards money right now because I know if anybody's listening, and I try to curtail it, but it's important for those of us as myself who have businesses that we're no longer working in right now. And so just to be aware and to be keeping on top of it, because it's ever changing and it's improving and it's coming through. It's the forefront. It's already started, but it's definitely going to continue. So yeah, it's about communicating and listening, and it's about truth and fairness and clarity on any matter in that regard. So yeah, especially legal, and that's very pertinent right now. So I like this, and I see why it came up again. I mean, just be persistent and don't give up. If you're thinking things aren't happening or they're moving a little slower, they are absolutely happening. So then it's followed by the 8 of Swords. Now this, once again, being the air quality. And this is where I think a lot of people are very feeling stressed in their thoughts, feeling like there's confinement and restriction, and absolutely there is. So it's not your imagination. Of course that makes sense. Of course we're feeling that, but no, you have the incredible power of being able to change your thought like that. So when it starts to get too much, when you start to have a loop of things that are going over and over, you want to stop it in its tracks. You want to just take a nice breath, ask questions, talk to others, listen to things that are going to bring you more upliftment, okay? That's going to change your energy and it's going to make you feel a lot better. I think anybody I've certainly talked to, myself included, and I love using the practices I do in regards to our thoughts. Our minds are so incredibly powerful. We do create things through our thoughts. You know, just listening, everybody's going through this at some point, but we can nip it in the bud. Excuse me. And know that we're creating those thoughts. So let's just take full charge of that, you know, just inviting you to consider that. And I know that's what the messages are for all of us. So yeah, those are the overall energies for today. And it's another repeat. So something to really think about. So in regards to money, I've always said and learned, I didn't know growing up, that money is in fact an energy, just like everything on the planet. You know, it's all made of molecules and it has energy, and they affect us in different ways. So the idea that it's energy puts a whole different perspective on it. It did for me. And so these are guidance cards from Abraham Hicks. I admire incredibly with their, oh my goodness, their knowledge and their wisdom. And so let me just pull one because they're all going to be helpful in navigating. Listen to this. So right off the bat, the message for today with the money cards and law of attraction is, it comes not by magic, but by universal law. And we have two fishes in the earth, and just kind of a circular, you know, that kind of represents actually the water signs. And just the continuum, you know, continuum of life. Different cycles, different things changing from one thing to another, and then overcoming and rising again. Start telling a better feeling story about the things that are important to you. Do not write your story like a factual documentary weighing all the pros and cons of your experience, but instead tell the uplifting, fanciful, magical story of the wonder of your own life and watch what happens. It will feel like magic as your life begins to transform right before your eyes, but it is not by magic. It is by the power of the laws of the universe and your deliberate alignment with those laws. I love the deliberate word in there, you know? That's going to fully immerse yourself in it. And once again, it's our choice. So I love that. And 3, it was number 30, so that becomes a 3. That is about collaboration. That's about working together and making things happen, you know? And that's exactly what all of us are doing. And I love and appreciate everyone for their part in that. And the next oracle, which I've been reading now for about 5 weeks or more, is the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. That aspect of life that has drawn me to it since I was a child, and just simply grown and grown through time. And so these messages, like I said, are meant to fill our hearts and recognize the potential in each and every one of us. And today's is the Hungry Ghost. I have not seen this. Obsessive scarcity consciousness attachment. That closed my chakra up, even reading that. The things that we want to work ourselves towards eliminating. Number 14, which is a 5, and that's, I read a 5 yesterday, it was 32. So it's a constant about change and transformation right now. Transformation, transformation, transformation. For the better. It does not have to be bad. Yes, things happen during those times that are difficult. And yet, in order to get to the better, we have to go through that. We have to acknowledge it. And I'm going to read to you what it says. And it says, when the hungry ghost appears on your path, they may not at first seem like allies because they represent your constant focus on the past and the consuming desire to know the future. Guilty of that, folks. Working on it every day. Oh my, which rob you of your true present. But in fact, they are here in the service of alerting you to obsessive thinking and addictions that masters at magnifying repetitive behavior. Let me read that again. They are here in the service of alerting you to obsessive thinking and addictions. They're masters at magnifying repetitive behaviors. I think we've discussed that. Our thinking, Wow. Okay, so the message is for you to examine whether you're doing the same thing over and over while expecting a different result. This time will be different, and I have control over this. Are false statements and a sign of deep denial of the truth. Now is the time to let go of that thinking. Surrender your will, your life, your heart's desires, and all that pains you to the divine. Order will be restored in your world. The hungry ghosts also bring understanding about the distractions of life that seduce you into forgetting what you really desire. They're asking you to become aware that what others want and what the culture dictates will make you happy may not be what's best for you. Don't get caught up in outside appearances. All that glitters may not be gold, at least not for you. Look beyond the veneer and you will find the true substance in your life. You deserve nothing less. So, I don't know, I feel so empowered hearing that right now. I feel an incredible resonance with that. And I've been going through my mind about those things. I want to think about the things that I believe are going to bring me happiness and higher vibration every day. You know, it's just reminding ourselves of that, right? I'm going to finish today with the Super Attractor Manifestation card for you because this is about that good feeling, law of attraction that adds to our life what we want, and we can make this happen as well. It's happening every moment. And why not be the one to decide how we want it to happen, right? Through our thoughts, through our feelings, predominantly our feelings. That will manifest it into tangible results. So let's see what we have for today. I love the cards. I do. I love all of my cards. They are so beautiful, and the universe has big plans for me, and it's time to claim them. That's your third eye right there. Open that up. Receive. Get the information, take it in. Decide what works for you, what doesn't. But allow that in. Feel good whenever you possibly can. It will change your life. So those are the messages for today. I truly hope that you enjoyed them because I absolutely love sharing them with you. And so I can only say in closing every day that I wish you incredible healing and well-being. And I love and care about you very much. I will be back tomorrow starting to upload, as I mentioned, the weekly. So tune in and push that notification bell. If you subscribe, then it'll let you know when I upload the videos. Until then, have a beautiful day. Bye for now.